once again to My Little Geekery's Adventures in Alterra podcast. I am, of course, Tanya, the individual behind My Little Geekery, and today I am going to start playing my very first solo adventure with my character Luar Dalton, who is an elven ranger. I have purposely chosen a solo adventure that is called Perchant for Adventure. It is by Frank Schmidt, and I downloaded it for free from DriveThruRPG. So if you're interested, it is in a series of games written under the title Adventures in Philbar. Apparently, Philbar is kind of their own homebrewed adventure setting, and all of these adventures were actually written for their campaign world. However, reading the description of this particular campaign description, I actually thought that this would be very useful for my Elven Ranger, as he is a nobleman who is best probably to keep, at least for the moment, in a setting that he is more familiar with, basically the wilderness, traveling from point A to point B, which is essentially what this is for. It is module number FVS4, and it is the very first in a series of adventures that are specifically written as solo adventures. I have not read this. I have genuinely no idea specifically what's in it, but I thought that since it is one of the very few solo adventures that I was actually able to find on DriveThruRPG, I decided to download it. The price had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I downloaded this. I honestly, I would have paid for solo adventures, but apparently solo adventures still aren't really all that easy to find, even in our sad little pandemic gaming lives. So, onward to adventure. I have the PDF open in front of me. I have my little dice tray of dice that were the first special edition dice with that came out for the city of Waterdeep, that are absolutely gorgeous. That's why I bought them. Perfect for my elf, who is traveling from point A to point B. He, as stated in Session 0, his mother, the queen of the elven realm of Solune, asked him to fulfill a social obligation of the family to go to a monastery who was had essentially elected a new abbot. Honestly, I'm not entirely certain if that's even remotely close to the actual titles that they would actually be using in this temple, but honestly, it's as good as any, quite frankly. So let's get started on this here adventure. Let's see here. I'm sort of looking over this adventure. Let's see. This adventure is designed to be used as solo filler. Well, I'm not using it for filler, but there we are. Let's see. The town of Perchant. This small town has a variety of shops that can be utilized by adventurers for supplies and for information. The buildings are constructed of wood and wooden shingles with placards denoting their course of business, with the only exceptions being a temple and guard outpost, which are stone and half stone respectively. The people are friendly and just trying to live out their lives without any issues. Flowers adorn most of the buildings, and there seems to be a tranquil feeling about the community. Let's see. It's set up so that you're essentially a first level PC passing through the town on their way north to the ceremony. Okay, so this is actually sort of a small town that is going to be, this is a small town on the way to the actual temple. So I'm essentially stopping here basically for the day to get some more supplies, which is, by the way, very important. Especially if you are actually an adventurer, you are going to want to resupply as you go along the way, which is definitely something that isn't really covered a whole lot. I've found throughout most of my gameplay that a lot of the players that I have played with tend to just sort of pack as much stuff with them as possible so that they don't really have to think about resupplying along the way, and I'm just going, no, you're actually kind of expected to do that. That's kind of why all of these shops have all of these things available for sale, is so that you can do that. So, let's see. The town has a group of guards present, although the workload is rather non-existent. This is also this is typical for a well-traveled route in Solune. There is actually a well-established guard that does tend to travel the roads and stick to the routes, so that if there is any trouble, that they can actually deal with it. Men and women are led by a lieutenant, a veteran of recent wars. There really hasn't been any recent wars in Solune. It's actually been rather peaceful as of late, which is why sort of a looming dread is of word from the north is starting to sort of make people rather uneasy. They think that the darkness is starting to swell, which might actually be a good reason why there might actually be more guards hanging out on smaller outposts just to keep an eye out for issues. Let's see, the building here will also be a place of wanted postings for any outlaws believed to be in the area. Okay. We have a tanner and leatherer, general store pawn shop. Proprietor of the store is a rather obtuse man of both stature and outlook. He doesn't mind dealing with humans, but he actually really doesn't like a whole lot of other folk. I'm not like that. I don't. I'm not keen on that. He might sort of scoff at a dwarf or a poor little halfling, but he won't. It actually has a specific note that he will inflate prices for different races, and no, I'm not going to do that. Nope. There's no details about what he has available. There's okay. I'm slightly annoyed by this little adventure already. It has that specific detail, but it actually doesn't list any things that you could find there that might be of note. Okay. There's an actual, like, farm. Livestock dealer. He doesn't have a lot of animals right now. There is a pack mule. Okay. Apparently he normally does have quite a few animals, but he's already sold them all out for people who are making the journey to the temple. So that's actually kind of nice. Let's see. Oh, there is a building along the route that appears to be in a bit of distress. It is decorated with strange symbols and has bits and pieces of animals hanging as decorations. Probably bones, feathers, and the like. Apparently, it belongs to a witch. It's a bit of an elderly witch. But she does have some healing salve. That's nice to know. A jeweler, magistrate, potion pit. This building seems rather new and belongs to a man. He and his new bride have recently settled here after hearing rumors that it was a fairly quiet place to live. He's a tinkerer by trade, but also dabbles in alchemy. He has a potion of extra healing. Okay, good to know. Town's water supply. There are 3 areas with open wells where citizens and farmers can collect water for the daily needs. Water is free, fresh, and cold. Each of the wells go down nearly 20 feet. Taylor, another farm. Shrine of the Holy. This building is the largest in town and is built with stone. Religious icons sit in steeple, indicating that it is in fact a temple. It can be the location of the PC's religion or a different one. He doesn't really ascribe to heavy worship. He's aware that gods exist, that the gods created life as they know it, but he's not really a huge. He's really mostly on this journey just merely out of necessity, that it's somebody in the family has to do it, so it might as well be him. Let's see, blacksmith. He can create low-end weapons, and spends most of his time working on farm implements. Honestly, that's really mostly what blacksmiths do anyway. They're not weaponsmiths. Weaponsmiths actually are an individual unto themselves. Guided stick. Oh, a Bower Fletcher. Oh, that's nice. He's a half-elf. He has quite a few arrows available for sale. Okay, we have a brewer, a carpenter, Tavern of the Four Winds. Oh, that's lovely. I already like the name of that. I am definitely going to get a room here. Let's see. In the previous days, it has been a hive of activity, with a multitude of people sort of on their last leg to journey to the temple for the main event. Yeah. The name alone, just screams, yes, he will definitely be staying there. There's another inn called the Sleepy Inn. Currently, rooms are available there at a reasonable price. Ooh, as I'm traveling along, I come across a man lying in the road. His leg is covered in blood, and he calls out to you in a weakened voice for help. Well, of course I get down and I help him. I mean, I can't not. This poor fellow's lying in the road. I immediately get down and attempt to do what I can. Let's see. Medicine. I have a +1 in medicine. Let's see what I can do. I'm not particularly well trained in it, but I can try. Oh, that's a 7. I don't think I'm going to be able to stabilize him. His leg is covered in blood, and I attempt to heal him, and it's definitely not going to do anything. Do I realize that something's not quite right? Oh, what is my passive perception? Perception +3. Oh, so that's a 14. Oh, his his attempt to deceive me. As soon as I realized like my healing is definitely not going to work here. There's something very wrong. And he's like, "Oh, my leg. Oh, I'm bleeding." Wait, it doesn't actually look like you're bleeding. Oh. Okay. So he definitely has the surprise on. Well, actually, let's see if he has surprise on me. Yes. Yes, he does. I immediately realize it is a ruse, but it is too late. He has already pulled out his short sword and attacks me. Oh my god. Okay, let's see how this goes. What is my armor class? It is a 16. A 12! No! I managed to deftly get out of the way, although I can feel his blade against my chest plate as I sort of roll off to the side. And I draw my weapons. It is initiative time. My initiative is 13 plus 4. Ooh, I have a 17. What does this guy have an initiative bonus? No. Nope, nope, nope. Wait, yes he does. He has a +1. 6. Oh, yeah, okay. He is definitely moving slower than I am. So I am pulling out I am immediately just drawing my short swords. Oh, yeah. I recognized the ruse a little too late, but it was definitely, this man was faking an injury to attempt to rob me. I shall not have that. Oh, that's a cocked die. I can't. How do I have a cocked die? I critted. Oh my god. This is fantastic. I actually freaking critted. Oh man. My very first attack in this adventure, and holy crap, I have critted. That's fantastic. Oh my god. Okay. The little ampersand on my dice is beautiful and amazing. And oh, how much damage am I doing to this guy? D6 plus D6 plus 4. D6 plus 4. So that is 10 points of damage for that one. What is his armor class? 12. Oh, and my second die is a 14. Okay, yeah. He's wearing leather armor underneath some clothing, apparently. Yeah, that's just gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to roll that D6. 5. Oh, man. Okay, so that's 19 points of damage. How many hit points does this guy? Oh, this guy's got 11 hit points. Oh, he's going down. Yep. Oh man. This and so blatant about it too. He's just literally like on the edge of town. Just help me, help me. There's an actual like armed guards not that far away, and this guy is trying to get me coin pouch, and that is so not going to happen. And as soon as he is unconscious, I am actually going to attempt another healing check to stabilize him so he doesn't bleed out. I suppose. Well, he's unconscious, so that'll give me an advantage, I guess. So that'll give me a 10. Oh, nope, that'll give me an 11. I have a +1. Okay, so I do really manage to bind the wounds that I stuck into him, and I rather ceremoniously throw him over the back of my horse and walk back to to the guard post and go, "Yes, hello, fellows. This individual attempted to pretend to be wounded and attempted to rob me, and that did not go well for him. Oh, let's see. Is this individual actually wanted for anything? Is he actually? It doesn't say that he's actually wanted for anything, although it wouldn't entirely surprise me if there's actually a bit of a warning saying that there are, to be wary, that there are bandits along the road. The man is a bandit known as Tory of Spelling. Oh, so he's actually a known bandit, which totally means that I am probably actually going to get something for bringing him in. I don't know what, but I probably will. But I'll let the guards figure that out. I'm going to be coming back through this town anyway, on my way back from the monastery. So I mean, they can figure that out along the way, I suppose. But he's in custody. They can actually get him properly healed, so that's fine. You know what? On my way back through, I think I'm actually going to stop at the witch, and I'm going to get some healing salve. I'm not actually gonna stop at the potionery, because that what he has will actually take all of my gold. Her healing salves are available for 10 gold pieces each if I actually can convince her. So I'm going to attempt to convince her. Ooh. Oh, that might not happen. I might not be able to convince her. Oh, she failed! She failed! she critically failed in her negotiation, even though all I got was a whopping 5. Okay, she's going to sell me both of her curable healing salves, which heal at 1d4 plus 1 for 10 gold pieces each. I have a little notebook here so I can write this stuff down. 2 healing salves. D4 plus 1 each if rubbed on runes. Yep. That's, by the way, that actually is an old item that kind of goes back a ways to 2nd edition D&D. Skills and Powers actually had a healing salve listed in the equipment book. We tended to buy them a lot. So I'm going crit on an attack and attempting to charm a witch out of healing salve. I know what it is. Because I am a fine-looking elven prince, and I might not have the best people skills in the world, because I am a nobleman who hasn't gotten out into the world a whole lot. But I am pretty. I am a pretty elf, and she is like, "Oh, you are a handsome prince. Here, I will sell you my healing salves for half price. It's fine." And so and so I shall. All right, I'm actually going to get some food and to rest my horse at the Tavern of the Four Winds, and get a decent meal. And there are quite a few farms in the area, so everything is all locally produced, and everything is nice and fresh, which is great. And so I am going to move on to Antiqua Forest. Okay, entering the deep, dark Antiqua Forest, 2 things become readily apparent to you. First, this place just feels scary. And second, oh, I don't know about that. I I am an elven ranger. I mean, it might seem a little creepy sometimes when it's during the twilight hour, and it might be a little weird, but hmm. Oh, but there's something isn't just quite right. It doesn't actually it actually does genuinely look a bit dark, which is very strange for an elven woodland. It There seems to be quite a large amount of sinewy webs just sort of floating in the tree branches. As you make your way down the trail, you notice that the webs are recently disturbed and many are now tattered strands. Hmm. Well, this path through the forest is thick and is the shortest way to the ceremony. Hmm. The torn webs are a good indication what the player character will face a bit in the woods. Yeah, you know, mm, you know, I'm going to remain on my horse, and I am actually going to pull my short bow. This might actually be an obvious spider in the area. Is probably a good reason why the actual bandit wasn't sort of hiding out in the woods. He just kind of knew better that there was something even a little more dangerous than he was hanging around. I am going to pull out my short bow, and I am going to remain mounted on my horse. And I'm going to very carefully sort of continue making my way through. Hmm. 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 Okay. So what I am going to do, since I'm keeping an eye out for this thing, I am going to make a perception check and see if I can beat its stealthiness. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even sure I'm going to roll its stealth because once again, I have just I have rolling a crit and I am yeah, I legitimately cannot believe that I just rolled another dragon ampersand on this d20. Okay. Yeah, I definitely see it, and I am definitely uh going to attack it because I have a feeling. Let's see what its stealth is. Oh yeah, okay. Did it see me? I'm not really being particularly stealthy either, but did it see me? Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna get surprise on it, but I'm definitely gonna see it up in the tree branches. So I am going to get a shot off on this thing. What's its armor class? 13. Okay. Oh. Oh, I missed. I I missed that. Yeah, an arrow just kind of goes twanging off. That's unfortunate. That's that's really unfortunate. Oh well. What are you gonna do? All right. It looks like it's just gonna be initiative time. What is my initiative? Okay. An 18. Spiders. What is? Oh, it's got a +3. Okay. It. Yeah. Okay. I actually do get to go before the spider, only just barely. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what we got going for it. Ooh. Ooh, what's my armor class? Ooh, what's my armor class? It came down in the trees on a silken thread, and my horse balked just in time as mandibles scrape against my shoulder pauldrons, and I can just I can almost feel the acid, and since it's right here, I'm just kind of tossing my short bow off to the side, and I'm pulling my short swords. Oh. 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 What do I got? 2 hit. Oh, 2 hit. Plus 6. Okay. Okay, that's not so bad. What is its armor class? 13. Alright, 1 does not hit. 1 comes really close. Like, I shave off some of its leg hairs. But another hits. So, I will roll damage. 3 plus 4, 7. I do 7 points of damage. Do 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 do. Ooh, it is hurting. It is definitely hurting. It will attempt to attack me again. Second round of combat. Oh, and it missed badly. Oh, my horse just kind of sort of deftly dodged out of the way and neighed loudly. Alright. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Yes! 2 strikes. Easily. 17 and 15 definitely hits. Ooh. Oh, a 5 and a 4. Yeah. Yeah, yep. I have just skewered a giant spider. Yep. I have just skewered a giant spider. And it drops down on the ground where my mighty steed sort of balks back a bit and tramples a couple of its legs under its hooves and neighs loudly as there's just this giant, monstrous, dead insect. Okay, I sheathe my weapons. I calm my horse down a bit, and I get off, tie them up, carefully sort of make my way around, just in case there's any other giant spiders about. But let me see if there's like a nest or something. I definitely don't want a nest of giant man-eating, or in this case, elf-eating spiders lying around. Well, there does seem to be a very large pod actually hanging from some fairly large branches. I cut it down, I cut it open, and I discover that sadly there is actually the body of an individual inside of a cocoon. It's rather nasty and it smells absolutely awful. Oh, this is the first time I've really ever encountered a rotting corpse before. This is, what is my constitution? My constitution is not that great. What is my constitution? My constitution is just kind of awful. It's not, I mean, it's average. For an actual player character, it's awful. It is only an 11. But I'm like, I'm a nobleman. I don't deal with terrible things. I don't deal with noxious smells. My constitution isn't necessarily going to be that hardy because I didn't actually have to live that life. I'm a rather spoiled prince. And Lugar might actually get a bit sick from this. Let's see. Oh, oh, yeah, I rolled an 8. I can slaughter things like nobody's business, but as soon as I come across a body that's been dead for a while, it is, oh, I just get sick. I just, I throw up breakfast. That's, oh, that's really, that's horrible. That's just awful. Oh, man. I don't, I really can't, I really can't bring this body back because it's just, it's putrid and decaying, and honestly, the best thing to really do is to just allow him to return to the natural world. So I'm going to dig a grave after I get myself together, or at least dig one as well as possible. Um, let's see. Uh, on the body, there is a pouch containing some coin and some stones. I am going to take that. Not necessarily for my own, but on my way back to town, I am definitely going to hand them over to the guards and tell them that if that there was a poor soul I found dead along the road, and they might they might want to see if anyone has been declared missing along the way. So, yeah, okay. I'm cover up the poor soul and go back. I'm not. At this point, I'll just continue because I've already entered the forest, and what's the point in just going back when I'm just going to have to go forward again? And I am on a bit of a time constraint at this point, so let's just keep going. Okay, after a bit of a short break there, Luleo uh, continues along the road. He's, it's still bothering him that there's nothing he could do about that poor soul that he found. Uh, ooh. As you reach the end of the trail, discover a small cave. Outside the cave is a rotting bear with flies hovering over its corpse. Several arrows are sticking out of its hindquarters, and it appears to have been the focus of a hunt. Hmm. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see if I notice something. Oh. Oh. Nope, I actually just kind of go right up to investigate. Uh, and there are a couple of goblins. Um, oh, oh geez. Well, the adventure actually says kobolds, but kobolds do not exist in my world in this area. Goblins are entirely possible though. Um, ooh, I'm not. There are 3 of them. You know what? I'm not. Did they see me? Oh, yeah. They saw me. This is kind of one of those crap moments. Um okay, you know what I am going to run. I am going to run back to my horse, hop up in the saddle, turn and bolt out of here as quickly as possible. Ooh, they are going. They're gonna get a couple of slingshots off of onto me though. because apparently they're just literally moving quicker than I actually anticipate. So I am. Oh, they have a dexterity of 15. Okay, yeah. So they're actually going to be able to get a couple of shots off of me. 15. Oh, I could actually feel one, like, just bounce off of my cape behind me, and ooh, oh, I am going to get struck. One has hit me. Okay, so let's see. D4 plus 2. Ow. Ow! I am going to get... Oh, it's not so bad. It's actually a 1. So, 3 points of damage. That's not too terrible. But yeah, that's fun. 3 points of damage, that's not so bad. I got struck with a sling bullet. Ow. Oh, that one hit me too. Oh, ow. Let's hope that this is a low number too. Oh, ow. That is a total of 5. Ooh. Ooh, I have been hit for 8 points of damage, and my max HP is 12. Although I am able to just jump up on my horse and run away. Oh man. Okay. I was not prepared to actually deal with 3 goblins. I mean, I might be able to deal with a couple, but I saw 3 goblins, and it's quite possible that there were more, and I am not ready to deal with an entire group of goblins. So, I am just not ready for that. So I am actually going to get back on my horse, and I am just going to go back up the trail, and I am going to head back to town, and I am going to tell the guards about what I saw, and see if I can tell them about the goblins that are along the path. So let's go back to the very beginning of this in the guard outpost. They really only make their presence known to visitors if such visitors appear to be unsavory or troublemakers. Okay, so I'm actually just going to go to the guard outpost and going to tell them about what I saw, including the dead fellow that I found in the spider's web. And then I'm going to lead them back to the cave where I found the goblins. It's very possible that the goblins are already gone by now, but you never know. So, yeah, that is precisely what I'll do. It doesn't say one way or the other. That I would assume, since I am a prince of the realm and I can actually, like, literally just pull out my royal credentials and say, yeah, you know what, you better investigate this. Even if they give me some trouble, but I doubt that it'll be a problem. No, it won't be a problem. So I'm going to lead them back to the cave of the bear. All right. Well, not entirely. I doubt that those arrows were actually made by the goblins. I don't know. Let me roll perception, see if I actually could tell. Even at this distance. Oh yeah, I rolled an 18. Yeah, those were definitely made by larger folk. And there's definitely a hunter about who took down a bear. or at least did enough damage to the bear that the bear still kind of got away, almost got back to its den before finally collapsing from blood loss. But there seems to be, as I leave the guards to deal with whatever kobold menace, I apologize for having to leave them. Telling them that I'm afraid I cannot investigate further. I truly do have to keep going along my way. I am already quite late as it is, and I continue, hopefully getting toward the edge of the forest. Strange noises emit all around as forest trees creak and groan. I stay on what remains of the trail, and I keep my eyes about looking for dangers in the woods, since obviously there are plenty of dangers. I see some broken branches, and yeah, I'm going to get off my horse and investigate that. I'm going to keep my horse nearby, though, so I don't actually have to turn tail and run in case that there's, like, this is actually, like, goblins, that I've come across the goblins again. Let's see. Oh dear. There seems to be another body on the trail. Oh dear. There seem to be three beings, three creatures attached to it, and they stop and then they turn toward me. Oh boy. Oh boy. Looks like we got some sturges here that have taken somebody down. Alright, let's prepare for battle again. Initiative! Oh, that's terrible. That is... Oh! We both roll 2 for initiative! Do these things have any... Okay, they have a +3, but I think my initiative is actually +4. It is! I do actually get to go first! Again, barely. And I pull out my short swords that have done me so well right now. I'm going to... There are 3 of them. I'm going to split my attacks. On 1... What is their armor class? Ooh, their armor class is 14. Probably because they're rather quick buggers. I know that's gonna miss. I know that. That's a 6. That is gonna miss. I know that's gonna miss. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely misses. I'm gonna need an 8. 13! My other one does hit, and since they only have 2 hit points, that's one has been felled. So they are... 2 of them are attacking. Oh! I didn't use healing salve on me. Oh, I'm still feeling it from getting hit by those sling stones earlier. I never actually healed my wounds. Oh no! This is potentially bad. Uh-oh. Thank the gods. That is... luck is on my side. That's a 1. Oh, uh-oh. That, however... That is a frickin' crit. Crap. Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah. It is attached to me. Oh, crap. Yep, that is very, very bad. That is very bad. Oh. Yeah. That is very bad. Well, I am... What can I do? What can I do? Hmm. 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 You know what? I am going to see if maybe the guards, as they were actually kind of spread out and started looking for the goblins, might have heard me. Do we have any stats for these guys? I hope we have stats for these guys. Because... oh, come on. Do we not have stats for these guys? That's gonna be kind of crap. Like, what? 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 There's... no, that's awful. There are no stats for these soldiers. Oh, that's just... oh, that's awful. I just... what? What? There are no stats for these soldiers? What? That's... okay, that's just... okay, so we actually include a guard post, but there are in fact no stats whatsoever for the actual guards. Okay, that's terrible. Oh man. Okay, that's fine. I'll since there is a lieutenant, and this individual has actually some hit points. I'm going to say that these stats actually work for the lieutenant, and I don't know why all of these NPC stats are for like 10th level and up. What what this is apparently supposed to be from the player's handbook. I just... yeah, okay. So, okay. Passive perception 15. Oh, that's another crit. Okay. Uh our lieutenant was out looking for the goblins when she heard something happening and decided to investigate, thinking that it might have been the goblins, and she came running up. Blessed be the gods, and saved my hide. And honestly, my poor prince. Oh, wow. Oh, you shouldn't have been traveling alone, my friend. You really shouldn't have been. Let's see. Let's see if she takes these damn things out really quick. Yeah, she just twanged a couple of arrows into multi-attack. Yeah, the hunter takes 2 ranged attacks. Yeah. She just took the 2 sturges that were remaining down and picked my butt up. And yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be making it to the actual ceremony. I may have genuinely mucked this up. I was supposed to just get to the ceremony, and instead I just absolutely... that was what I was supposed to do. But I am a nosy noble prince, and I walked right into it. I was smart. I ran away from a bunch of goblins, but nope. It's just the guards do actually eventually find the goblins. Um, they they actually managed to track the goblins to a bit of a cave system, and there's apparently a handful of them in there. Uh, oh, I'm actually rather glad I didn't get much farther because past the kobolds, which I just turned into goblins because kobolds again aren't in this region of my world. There's also a cockatrice, and that's just that's really, I mean, for a solo adventure, that's just not a good idea. Um, yeah. Okay. It's just not. So I am going to have a nice long rest. Oh man, I am going to have a nice long rest, and I am going to send a letter to my mother. I'm gonna send a letter off to my mother, telling her what has happened because this has been just a giant foobar. I thought I could do this. I thought that I could just go off on my own without anyone with me. I mean, I legitimately could have had some some NPC retainers because I am a nobleman. My mother offered to have a few people accompany me because it is traveling in the wilderness is potentially dangerous, and I thought I could do it. I mean, you know, I'm a trained ranger. I have learned the I have learned the ways of the forest. I knew what I was doing, and I so did not know what I was doing. Oh, oh man. Just this is just awful. I just awful. I'm not going to make it to the temple for the ceremony. The temple on the cliffs next to the ocean that it was erected there because that is where the sun's rays first strike the land of the elves on the eastern shores when the sun first rises. That's where that temple was built, the easternmost spot in the land, and I can't actually get there in time for them for the ceremony to instill a new leader of the temple, and that's just terrible. I have failed. I have failed in my duties. I have failed in my duties as a nobleman, and I feel awful about it. I feel awful. Uh, Although bonus, nobody is actually there to be able to retrieve the items that the thief had on him. And he was unceremoniously sort of taken off to go to trial for his crimes, and he was stripped of his possessions, and they couldn't figure out who they belonged to, so they just automatically go to me because I am the individual who turned him into the authorities. So out of this, I at least get 14 gold pieces and a silver ring with a piece of agate mounted on it, which is something, I suppose. Wow, I'm still feeling this. Just I personally feel shame. My mother actually like she thinks that this is actually like genuinely a good lesson for me. To just don't go out into the world alone. You need companions to do this. And I get it. I understand it now. I was I was a young elf. I definitely thought I could just do this, and I couldn't because I am young and stupid. Oh, I mean, I'm not stupid, stupid. My intelligence is actually a 17. I'm not stupid. My wisdom, however, is kind of is quite a bit lower. Honestly, if I had thought about it, I would have actually swapped my constitution with my wisdom. My wisdom is still only a paltry 13. So I'm like I'm brilliant. I can handle this. No, no, I cannot. I am going to spend the rest of the adventure in my bed. Oh man, oh, that's just awful. I just that was just kind of, I mean, it was a nice adventure to have. It was a great learning experience for my character. But honestly, it still kind of ended in failure in a sense. I mean, this was actually only just a set of challenges literally meant to fill in space from point A to point B. That's fine. But it still kind of feels like a failure to uh although also the the body of the individual that I found in the woods that the sturges were attached to was actually the body of the hunter. I find all of this out afterwards, after when the lieutenant has some harsh words with me about, yes, you were good in telling us about the dangers that lurk in the forest, but really, did you really just have to investigate every little thing that could get yourself killed? Did you really have to do that? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Where are those sturges again? Ah, there they are. Okay. There was actually a woodsman. Actually, I'm gonna call him a ranger. He was a ranger dressed in leathers, and they're not entirely certain who he is. He doesn't really have a name attested to him, so he's they don't entirely they're going to try to find out who this person is, but he seems to have had a silver bracelet around his right wrist. That was kind of his only valuables, it looks like. They they didn't find a bow on him, but it did look like he had a quiver. So he must have lost his bow at some point when and the sturges attacked. I It's actually kind of hard. It was just like a bit of a strange scene that maybe they hypothesized that maybe he actually ran afoul of the goblins, and he took off running and met with the fate before them, with the sturges killing him by draining his blood, which is kind of a shame. Uh, that's kind of okay. I'm actually gonna go back up this a little bit. Okay, we outside the cave is a rotting bear with flies over. If if this bear was actually recently felled by that hunter, it wouldn't be rotting and have flies. Okay, that's, you know what? This just isn't a well-written adventure, honestly. I mean, it's it's fine enough for actually just sort of giving you some plot points and some interesting ideas, But as an actual adventure, especially for a solo character, this is really not written well. That we don't have any stats for actual town guards. I understand not really having basic stats for, you know, a random town individual. That's fine. But you actually have a guard outpost. You should have some stats, some basic stats for a guard and special stats for the lieutenant. Because the lieutenant is going to be at least like third level and up, and I can get maybe the a standard guard being like level 1. I get that, but like this just isn't really a great adventure, and I didn't want to read it ahead of time because that would have kind of spoiled some of the surprises that I would just kind of randomly run into. But I'm not there's an entire series of these adventures, and honestly, I don't I don't think I'm going to continue on them. I mean, it was free. I didn't pay anything for it. So it's still no loss, but it just isn't working out for me. So the next time I hope that I will actually have a nice adventure, even if I have to have some random rolled tables as I as I talked about in session 0. But yeah, for now, I'm going to collect whatever treasure that I can get out of this and figure out my XP, even though I still ultimately failed in my mission, which is sort of unfortunate, but what are you going to do? I'm still going to get there, but I'm going to be late, which is fine. Oh well, these things happen. I'm going to have to recover from blood loss, and it'll take a couple of days. It actually says that you're going to at least need a short rest in order to really fully recover. But in this case, since it hit me with a crit, I'm going to be actually at least taking a long rest, and probably a couple of them, just to sort of regain everything. So, well, that was session 1. It was, yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that maybe wow, I almost want to get an adventuring companion here, because I'm a ranger, and I kind of want, maybe I should look into getting an animal companion that I can actually have as a scout, or even to help me fight some of my battles, cuz yeah. Yeah, that was terrible. Okay. Well, thanks for listening. And let's hope that Blair Diautom actually has a better outcome this next time, because wow, he was thoroughly spanked some some giant bugs, quite frankly. Yeah, sure. And an actual like thief along the road, like that's no problem. A giant spider attacking from above. Yeah, sure, I can take that down. Some giant insects. Nope. Nope, that was too much. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's hoping that session 2 goes a little better.